to pull cards for this reading, but this is meant to be a collective reading. So, calling my angels, ancestors, archangels to please use me as a channel and messenger for any divine guidance or wisdom. That whoever you are, you came for this message for a reason. You have surprised someone. Doesn't really matter the type of relationship it is, but you have genuinely surprised someone because you were unwilling to repeat old cycles. And it's not that this person wanted you to, but sorry, that person was literally staring at me the whole time, and it makes me uncomfortable when people stare at me. Oh, maybe that's something. Maybe you put pressure on this person because you like confronted the situation. Maybe, ooh, that's interesting. It like made them freeze up because you were very direct and you shocked them. Like it made them freeze up. They're like, what? What did you just say? What do you mean? They weren't prepared. They were not prepared to hear what you really needed to say. And if you haven't done this yet, this might be the message for you to say something to shock this person. Maybe you need to shock this person with what you want to say, what you need to say. I'm smiling after I said that. That's so funny. Maybe it'll feel good to you. Maybe you'll feel better. My mind is going in like 80 different directions. It's okay if you don't know what to do. Like, you have to stop putting pressure on yourself to make decisions in the moment and allow your heart to tell you what it wants before you make any decision, because you might have pressured yourself to make decisions in the moment when you didn't want to for a long time, and now that you're in a situation where you really do want to give it thought and care, allow yourself that space. Give yourself patience. I know, magical. This person, they don't mean to reject you. That's like what I'm getting so strongly is like, if you have been shocked by somebody and it felt like it felt personal, it felt like it was a rejection, it was really not that personal. It was not that deep. Ooh, that like big sigh, like, maybe it's something that this person didn't want to do, but like back to that not repeating cycles thing. This person they don't want to play the same games anymore. That's nice. That's nice. I feel like I'm not taking purposeful breaks, but I feel like the like pauses that I'm taking are helpful to me. And that in itself is exactly why you need to not rush yourself to make decisions. Because you will feel and think more clearly when you give yourself space to actually feel it out. I know that means you have to allow yourself to feel. That means you have to allow yourself to figure out what it is you're feeling. Because you might be somebody who pushes it all down So you don't have to think about it, because maybe feelings are overwhelming to you. Maybe you have a Saturn moon if you're like a Capricorn moon or Aquarius moon. Aqua moon here. You know the vibe. But let me just say, as a Saturn moon, we get shit. Everyone tells us that like we're the worst at feeling. We don't know how to deal with our feelings. I feel so deeply. I just don't show it. I have such a good front. And that's the thing that I'm trying to unlearn. Maybe you are too. Maybe that's why you came across this video. But standing in your truth is shocking someone. It's shocking someone in a good way and in a way that's going to make them think and reflect. Because you deserve people who are giving you exactly what you give them. And it's okay to not settle just because you want certain people in your life. That's the hardest part. And with one specific person for me, it's literally taken me over a decade to actually just say no. And not because I want to, but because I know what's best for me. I still have a lot of love for that person. And I would be surprised if this message is about him. But I don't know. I feel my energy being pulled on so much in the last few days. And that might be something that you're feeling. You might be feeling them think about you. I was pulling cards earlier when I was feeding my daughter, and I remember it was open heart, return, and beginnings. And then to clarify that, because I was like, what? What do you mean? Someone wants to try again. Someone wants to be vulnerable. Someone wants to try and make amends. And then it was withdrawn, which is like the single and lonely card. Spying. And I can't remember the last one. But even so, this person, they might have been like perpetually single, or maybe even the opposite. Maybe they've like always been in a relationship. I said that one part, and I feel like it might be on both sides of the spectrum. For me, the person I've been dealing with has literally been single for 900 years. Me, on the other hand, I have perpetually been in relationships. So it might differ for your situation, whoever you might be. And that fact might actually be super polarizing for the both of you, because you might not understand how each other functions because of that. So like the person who's perpetually single probably thinks like the relationship person's a codependent person. I can't help that I'm lovable. That's not people snatch me up when they get to know me. I quite literally I don't think I've been single for more than like 9 months. And that's not because like I didn't want time for myself. I've always wanted time for myself, and I literally value alone time so much, which is why I respect people who are single for long periods of time, because you literally need that. You won't ever know who you are deep down if you don't have that. Living on my own gave me that, and I miss it so much now that I'm living with my parents again. Also, no shame if you still live at home. let's give big love for that, because one, that's a privilege. If you have parents who are willing to be like, yes, come home, love that. We love that. As a mom, I couldn't turn away my babies. That's a lovely thing. I don't know. Now I'm just talking. Caden's sleeping in the back and we're supposed to be going into the doctor, but I don't want to wake him up if he's finally getting some good sleep. He hasn't been feeling well. Maybe that's something that's adding on top of this situation. Maybe the person that you're dealing with is also like not doing well in their own life. They have other things that are conflicting. Oh, maybe they're feeling conflicted about other things, and maybe that's being projected onto you. Wow. I feel like this person cares so much more than they've ever been able to tell you. And that's quite literally just on my experience. Like me caring for this person. Who knows? Maybe he did have the same, maybe he did reciprocate feelings and he was just never able to say it. But I have explicitly said I had feelings for this man. So maybe you're dealing with somebody who has literally no communication skills. I don't know why I'm laughing when I say that. It is not a funny thing, but it's normal. It's super normal. What else? What else, Spirit? Praying might be significant. Maybe this person's praying about your connection. Aww. Stop, don't make me cry. That's so freaking cute. Yeah, I don't know. I'm being brought to medical attention again. Maybe they need to see a doctor, or maybe this person's not doing good. Oh. I'm giving them a hug. I'm sending them a hug. I just feel like so many different things. Like my mind is just like, I can't stop looking at places. Okay. This person, whoever it is that you're wondering about, they need to ground. They need to ground themselves. They need to go for a walk, get some fresh air, touch sand, touch water, touch dirt, whatever it is. Touch a tree, hug a tree, something. They need to ground. They need to ground. Maybe they're an earth sign, because I just said like all earth things. Like natural things, if you will. Oh, I just thought about Caden sleeping again. Maybe they're losing sleep over this situation to the point where they're sleeping at the most random times. Or maybe they just like can't stop sleeping. I don't know. That's gonna differ for everyone's situation. These are general readings, but I feel like I'm just tapping into, like, I won't lie, like super chaotic energy. Like I feel like laughing and crying at the same time. Like that is bonkers. Okay, now I'm seeing the card Breaking Point from my oracle, like my oracle deck you have been using a lot lately. This has hit this person to their breaking point. Now I'm seeing Confessions. Oh, damn. I'm trying to be so particular with my words. Maybe that's what's happening right now. They want to confess something to you, but they're being so particular about their word choice. that it might be preventing them from actually saying something to you. But this was their breaking point. Ooh, you said something to them and they were like, no, that's fucking it. I'm not dealing with this shit anymore. Again, I want to laugh and cry at the same time. This literally feels so crazy. All right. If you live in driving distance to this person, because I literally, when I closed my eyes, I saw somebody knocking on someone's door. I swear to God, if that happens to me, that's going to be crazy. And I would never expect that. 5,000%. So I'll keep you guys updated on that for me. But if that happens to you, or you might just run into them. Maybe you'll run into them somewhere. Nah, I saw the knocking on a door. I don't think they want to confess this to you like over text or over a message. I don't think that they're having such a hard time finding the right words. And they might not feel like the words that they have are good enough. They might want to just like see you in person and let everything just be felt out in person. Interesting. I did not expect that. But confessions is coming up again in my mind. What does that card say? I'm trying to read the words at the bottom, but I can't see it in my mind. I just see the image. That's probably, the words on the card might not be important, but the idea that I can see it, but I can't make it out is kind of interesting. Because it's almost like, okay, this might be how they view you. Like they see you, they like know you, but they don't know everything clearly. And they might be like super aware of how little they actually know about you now. That actually might make them feel kind of bad. Like, that might make them feel like even more separated and distanced from you. Ooh, now Spirit wants me to say it. Damn, I'm telling on myself, guys. Whew. So, in my message to this person, I said, in my long text, because I'm a Capricorn Mercury, guys. When I say it, I got shit to say. If I don't got nothing to say, I don't got anything to say. But if I got something to say, I'm going to say it. And I'm going to say it all. So, what I said in this message was, we're just not meant to be, I guess. And that's the phrase that came to my mind. So I think if you've said something along those lines to this person, they are very much dwelling on the fact that you've said that and that you might feel that way, even if you don't deep down. Even if deep down you do feel like you and this person are meant to be, you are trusting what they're showing you in the 3D instead of what you're feeling in your heart. And at the end of the day, that's what we're meant to see and trust and believe. If someone is only showing up for you in the 5D, we need to come to grips with Why are we trying to fight that? We can't fight other people's battles for them. And the more that you chase someone, the more they'll run away. They have to be ready. And if they're not ready, then you can't force anybody to be ready. I'm holding my own hand. Let me hold your hand when I say this, babe. You'll be okay. And if this is meant to be, it will. If they're meant to show up and follow through, they will. But you trying to bait them and give them little nuggets to try and pull them back in is not going to help. Trust me, I learned that a long time ago. I stopped messaging that man first years ago. I only recently did because I needed a friend. Damn, a girl's going through a hard time. Everyone needs a friend. He offered. And then I realized it was too much for me. And that might be something that you are realizing is like, if you truly have deep feelings for this person, you can't just separate it. And they might be realizing that too. So, yeah.
So I filmed a reading earlier today and I didn't end it. All of a sudden I just turned it off. And now that I'm reflecting on it and Alyssa's about to edit it, I was like, I didn't finish it. Is that something in itself? So where I want to leave this message is you might have to create boundaries out of the blue. You might have to stop things and really be strict upon your boundaries going forward. You won't be able to see anything change unless you start changing how you're acting. And that's where I want to leave this reading. So, sending you lots of love. Hope you enjoyed this message and let me know what you thought. Bye.